Let's be honest. Most of the time you're not stuck because the task is too hard or because life is overwhelmingly busy. You're stuck because deep down you've made peace with waiting. You've convinced yourself that putting things off is harmless. A break, a pause, a little time to get in the right mindset. But the truth? You're stalling, not because you're incapable, but because you're avoiding discomfort. That discomfort could be anything: fear of doing it wrong, fear of doing it badly, or even just the dull ache of boredom. So instead of tackling the task, you fill the space with distractions that feel easier: scrolling, snacking, organizing your desktop for the 10th time this week. These things feel like activity, but they're really avoidance in disguise. And here's the kicker: the longer you delay, the heavier everything feels. The simple email you could have answered in 2 minutes. Now it feels like climbing Everest. The workout you promised yourself? Now it's buried under guilt and self-judgment. You're not lazy. You're trapped in a loop of hesitation, and every second you wait, that loop gets tighter. But here's what most people miss. The issue isn't your energy level, your schedule, or your lack of motivation. The issue is your relationship with discomfort. You're treating it like an enemy, when in reality, it's just a signpost, a signal that growth is near. So how do you break the loop? The answer isn't a magic productivity app or some motivational video that pumps you up for 5 minutes. The real fix is simpler than that, almost too simple. You start. That's it. You just begin, even if it's messy, even if it's awkward, even if it's just one tiny step, because movement kills doubt. The second you act, the mental fog begins to lift. Think about it. When was the last time you finally started something and thought, "Wow, that was way worse than I imagined"? Rarely, right? Most of the time, once you get going, the task isn't as bad as it looked from the outside. It's your hesitation that makes it feel unbearable. That delay builds a monster in your head that doesn't even exist in reality. Here's something I've done personally. I call it the one-corner rule. If I'm too overwhelmed to clean the whole room, I clean just one corner. That's it. Usually, by the time that corner's done, I'm in motion. Same with writing. Open the document and write one sentence. The point isn't perfection, it's direction. And hey, if any of this is clicking for you, I want to invite you to do something different. Not in a smash that like button kind of way. Instead, just pause for a second, breathe, and ask yourself, what's your corner? What's that one small thing you've been putting off? If something came to mind, drop it in the comments. Not for me, for you. Writing it out is the first step to owning it. And if this kind of reminder is something you know you'll need again, consider subscribing. Not out of habit, but because you're serious about building momentum one corner at a time. Here's the truth that most people don't want to hear. Action doesn't come after confidence. It creates confidence. That voice in your head saying, "But I don't feel ready," is lying to you. You don't need to be ready. You just need to be in motion. Readiness shows up once you're already moving. Momentum is powerful, but most people never get to experience it because they keep stopping before it has a chance to build. Imagine pushing a heavy cart. The first shove is the hardest, but after a few steps, it starts to roll. Same goes for anything meaningful in your life. Now let's talk about the classic excuses. I don't have time. You do. You just don't have structure. Time isn't the problem. Where your attention goes is. Start with 5 minutes. Not 5 hours. 5 minutes of pure, uninterrupted focus can break open a wall you thought was solid. Then there's the old, "I'm too tired." I get it. Life drains you. But what's more exhausting? Doing something for 5 minutes or carrying guilt around all day for not doing it? One drains your energy. The other restores it. Still waiting to feel motivated? That's like waiting for a sunny day to start planting seeds. By the time it's perfect, the season's already over. Motivation is a spark, not a strategy. Now, if any of these buts sounded familiar, too tired, too busy, too scared, tell me something. What's the excuse you catch yourself using the most? Seriously, type it down in the comments, call it out. When you name it, it loses its grip on you. It becomes something you can work with, not hide behind. And if you're still here with me, I'll take that as a sign you're not here to waste time. You're here to win it back. Let's be real for a moment. You're not broken, you're not behind, and you're not too late. You're just caught in a loop that ends the second you decide it does. That power, it's always been yours. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. Because every time you choose progress over pause, even if it's tiny, you're building something. You're building self-respect. You're building momentum. You're building proof. And no, it won't always be perfect. You'll still have off days. You'll still slip. But the difference is that now, you'll know how to get back up. The people you admire, the ones who seem so focused, so disciplined, they're not superheroes. They just stopped making decisions based on feelings and started making them based on vision. And vision doesn't come from comfort. It comes from commitment. So here's a small challenge. If you're up for it, tomorrow morning, do the one thing you've been avoiding. Not the whole thing, just the first step. And when you do it, don't keep it to yourself. Come back and tell us in the comments what you did. Big or small. Doesn't matter. What matters is that it's real. This community isn't here for perfection. We're here for progress. And if something in this message stirred something in you, don't let it fade. Talk to us. Let us know what part hit home. What lesson did you take away? Or maybe even what you're still struggling with. This space is yours too. We're not strangers yelling into the void. We're people walking through the same messy, beautiful process of showing up again and again, even when it's hard. So wherever you are and whatever you're facing, know this: you're not alone, and you are not powerless. The first step is still yours to take.